An appliance delivery truck is double parked on a residential street, hazard lights blinking, two guys wrestling a brand new stainless refrigerator up a driveway on a dolly, plastic wrap still on the handles, a sales sticker on the freezer door, and sitting at the curb behind them, free for the taking, is the refrigerator they just replaced. A 2001 side-by-side, compressor still running, ice maker still cycling, a handwritten free sign taped to the door with masking tape. Before the delivery truck finishes backing out, a pickup slows down, a guy gets out, looks the old fridge over for 30 seconds, and loads it into his truck bed. That person is not desperate. That person is not sentimental. That person is ahead, because the refrigerator that just hit the curb will outlast the one that just came off the dolly, and the industry is counting on you not knowing that. Modern refrigerators are not upgrades. They are scheduled replacements with a compressor bolted to the front. The fridge they threw away was the better machine. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 refrigerator types that were built before everything went wrong, and exactly what to look for in each one before you spend a single dollar. The first machine on that list is already in your head from that curbside scene. But before I get there, you need to understand what changed, because the shift wasn't random and it wasn't gradual. Pre-2000 refrigerators were built around mechanical systems that were deliberately over-toleranced. External condenser coils mounted at the back or bottom where you could reach them, clean them, and inspect them. Oversized compressors with thick wall copper refrigerant lines. Relay switch defrost timers with physical contacts that clicked through a cycle on a schedule, failed cleanly when they failed, and cost $12 to replace. Every component had its own failure identity. Every failure had its own cheap answer. That is the first refrigerator type, the pre-2000 side-by-side with an external condenser coil. Pull it away from the wall, vacuum the coil twice a year, and you are adding compressor life in 5-year increments. The compressor itself is a standard refrigeration unit that any qualified independent technician can service without a factory credential or a portal login. No inverter board, no app. No cloud server that has to stay online for the ice dispenser to function. Just refrigeration mechanics. Done honestly. Then consolidation happened. Fewer compressor manufacturers, thinner evaporator coil assemblies, French door designs that photograph beautifully and wrote refrigerant through more bends, more brazed fittings, more potential leak points than any previous residential configuration. And right in the middle of that transition, before the French door boom fully arrived, one configuration stayed honest. The top freezer refrigerator built before 2005 with a single evaporator and a mechanical defrost timer. That is the second machine. It is the simplest refrigeration circuit ever sold in a residential box. The defrost timer, the evaporator fan motor, and the defrost thermostat are the only components that realistically fail outside of the compressor itself. All 3 are under $30. All 3 are stocked at every appliance parts counter in the country. If you want a refrigerator that a competent technician can fully service in under an hour with parts he carries in the van, this is it. Ugly? Sometimes. Effective? Always. The French door refrigerator is the worst configuration ever mass-produced at residential scale, and I want you to understand exactly why before you walk into another showroom. 2 separate evaporators. A drawer freezer with its own seal circuit and its own defrost heater. A water dispenser routed through the door hinge with flex tubing that splits at the fitting within 5 years. And an inverter board that controls all of it. Moisture sensitive, brand specific, and priced at a number that makes repair irrational the moment it fails. 4 independent failure systems. 1 appliance, 1 price tag that starts at $1,200 and climbs toward $2,500 for the models with interior cameras and voice-activated dispensers. The more features they added, the faster it fails. Here is what that actually costs you: a pre-2000 side-by-side or a pre-2005 top freezer at an estate sale or on a resale platform runs between $50 and $200. The repair ceiling on either of those machines, the most you will realistically spend to fix any single failure, is around $80 in parts. The repair floor on a new French door unit starts at $400 before anyone touches the actual fault. That gap is the trap, and it is not accidental. The third machine on this list was built specifically to avoid it. The bottom freezer refrigerator, pre-2008, single compressor, no water dispenser, no ice maker, no door routing plumbing, no dispenser solenoid, no ice maker motor to seize and flood the lower cabinet. The only realistic failures are the compressor, the defrost heater, and the evaporator fan. Each one a separate component, each one under $60 in parts. Each one individually replaceable without touching anything else in the system. That is a machine with a knowable cost ceiling. And a knowable cost ceiling is what the new appliance industry has spent 30 years engineering away from you. New refrigerators depreciate fast and punishingly front-loaded. Resale value collapses in the first 2 years, and then the machine enters a dead zone. Too recent to be cheap on the secondary market. Too complex to repair economically, arriving there right as the ice maker starts leaking at the door, hinge fitting, and the inverter board throws its first error code. The extended warranty they sold you at the register was priced to survive your claim, not to honor it. Ice maker. Failures come back as user maintenance items. Inverter board failures get filed under power surge damage. Door seal degradation is classified cosmetic. The language in the exclusion clause was written by lawyers, not by technicians, and it was written to hold up when you push back. You're not buying a refrigerator. You're financing a failure sequence. Now picture a Friday evening in July. The refrigerator stops cooling. You open it and feel the temperature already climbing. The compressor is running. You can hear it, but it is not pulling temperature. You call the warranty line, and they quote you an 11-day appointment window for a covered repair. You ask about emergency service. The rate you hear exceeds the warranty deductible before the technician opens the first panel. You decide to wait. That is exactly what they designed for. Authorized service for modern refrigerators runs through regional dispatch hubs with minimum 2 to 4 week wait times. The technician who eventually arrives runs a tablet diagnostic, not a refrigeration gauge, and his warranty repair authorization requires a brand-specific portal certification that may have lapsed since his last renewal cycle. The evaporator coil in your French door unit, the one that's actually failing, is a sealed aluminum assembly pressed behind a plastic back panel. When it leaks, there is no field repair. It requires full refrigerant recovery, a new coil ordered through the brand portal, a recharge, and a leak verification test. The coil itself runs 6 to 12 weeks on back order. Your food has been in coolers for 2 months by the time the part arrives. The fourth machine on this list exists outside that system entirely, a compact chest-style or upright freezer built before 2010, single relay compressor circuit, one moving part, one thermostat, one realistic failure mode. The capacitor and start relay are the only components that routinely fail, and both are available for under $15 at any appliance parts counter same day. An independent technician who has never touched your specific unit can diagnose and fix it in under 20 minutes. No portal, no certification, no back order. And the fifth machine, the mid-2000s, side by side with an accessible internal coil and a mechanical defrost, sits in the same serviceable category. The service manual for that refrigerator is publicly available online. The parts are cloned by multiple aftermarket suppliers. Any refrigeration technician with a gauge set and a multimeter can fully service it. The schematics for modern refrigerators are locked behind dealer logins. An independent technician cannot access updated charge specifications, revised board pinout diagrams, or defrost sequence logic without factory authorization. A machine that is physically repairable is functionally unrepairable because the information required to fix it is gated. They didn't end refrigerator repair. They just gated everything you need to do it. Here is how you get out. Buy refrigerators that predate the proprietary board era and the French door configuration boom. Machines with external or internally accessible condenser coils. Mechanical defrost timers with physical contacts. Single compressor circuits. No plumbing routed through door hinges. Before you buy anything used, ask 4 questions. Is the defrost timer mechanical or electronic? Is the condenser coil externally accessible? Is there a publicly available service manual? Does the compressor start cleanly when you open the door? No service manual means no purchase. Full stop. When you're standing in front of the machine, pull it away from the wall and look at the condenser coil. Clogged and dusty means a compressor running hot. That is future cost you can see right now. Close the door on a dollar bill and pull. If the bill slides out without resistance, the door gasket seal is gone, and the compressor is working overtime to compensate. Listen to the compressor start, hard start clicks, or hesitation signal a failing start relay, which is a $15 fix if you catch it before it takes the compressor with it. Open the freezer compartment and smell it. A musty odor means the defrost drain tube is blocked and flooding behind the back panel. Avoid anything with a French door configuration and a drawer freezer. Avoid any unit with an inverter compressor board that has no cross-compatible replacement in the aftermarket. Avoid any refrigerator with water or ice routing through the door hinge. Avoid brands absorbed into parts consolidation parent companies in the last decade. The aftermarket support evaporates fast after acquisition, and the service window closes before the machine is done running. The people buying 20-year-old refrigerators are not making a nostalgic choice. They are not settling. They are choosing a machine with a fully knowable failure profile over a machine with a guaranteed replacement schedule built into the architecture before it ever left the factory floor. The pre-screen loophole isn't a trick. It's what refrigerators used to be.